All right, this video is to show you how to use the law of cosines a different way. In class yesterday, we learned about how to use the law of cosines, and we used it to find sides. Now we're going to use it in order to find angles. So take a second, pause the video, see if you can write down the law of cosines from memory. I'll go ahead and write it down as well. If I remember how it goes, it's going to go c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, just like the quadrant, like the Pythagorean theorem. But then it changes, it goes minus 2ab cosine of angle c, like that. If you look at the examples we've done, like up here, I gave you two sides, but I also gave you an angle. How that's going to change is now we're going to take a look at what happens. What if I give you three sides, but I don't give you any angle at all? How can we use that in order to figure out what an angle is? So let's give it a try. I'm going to draw a triangle. It's probably not going to be accurate, but like that. We'll call this 11 because it's the longest, so this would be angle C. This looks like the shortest. We'll call this 5, which is angle A, and then this would be 8, so angle B, like that. Lowercase b goes across like that, lowercase c goes across, and so on and so forth. Well, if you look, we have three sides, we have no angle, so what we're going to do is we're just going to pick an angle. So if I pick an angle, let's pick angle C. That's the one that's in our formula, so that's the one that we'll use. So if I pick angle C, let's put a little X right there, just to indicate that we're going for angle C. Remember how our formula works. If angle C is on one side of the formula, then side C needs to be on the other side of the formula. So if I'm trying to figure out what angle C is, that's X, or I could just call it C. The side that's opposite would be the side length of 11. So this and this need to be on opposite sides of the formula. So when I go to fill it out, since I'm finding this angle one side, I'll go 11 squared is equal to the other two sides. So 5 squared plus 8 squared, like that, minus 2 times 5 times 8 times the cosine of an angle that I don't know. I could either call it X or I'm just going to call it capital C. All right, here's where we need to be very, very, very careful. Step aside from this for 1 second. If I have up here, if I have 2 plus 2x, question I have is, can I add these together and just call that 4x? And the answer, hopefully we're all saying, is no, you cannot. These are not the same. And the reason is because this one has a variable hooked on it and this one does not. So that means that they cannot be combined. In the same way, if I'm looking at this one has a cosine hooked on it. This section does not. So what I cannot do, I cannot just take all of these numbers and just cram them all together. So let's look at what we can do. If I do this, 11 squared is 121. I'm going to consider this right here one group of numbers. This first group, the 5 squared and the 8 squared. So if I do that, 5 squared is 25, 8 squared is 64, so plus 64, I get 89 when I combine these two numbers together. These numbers are all multiplied together. So since they're all multiplied together, I'm going to consider that another group of numbers. So I'm going to go minus, and then I'm going to go 2 times 5 times 8, which is 80 times the cosine of angle C. Once again, I can just think to myself, oh, 89 minus 8, that's just 9, so I'll call it 9 cosine C. Well, remember that same analogy that I have up here. This says variables, this does not. These do not mix together. So because this one has a cosine and this one does not, I cannot just subtract these and call it 9 cosine C. So here's the question, what can you do? Well, we can just try to get C all by itself. So if we're looking at it, the first thing I would like to do is subtract 89. I'll get the 89 over here. So I'm going to go minus 89 and minus 89. So if I go 121 minus 89, I should get 32. So on this side, I should have 32 is equal to negative 80 times the cosine of angle C, like that. All right, if I look, these two are multiplied together. If you want to get rid of multiplication, just use division. Divide by negative 80 and divide by negative 80, like that. So when I do that, I should get 32 divided by negative 80, and we'll call it negative 0.4. So I have negative 0.4 is equal to the cosine of angle C, like that. The very last thing, if I want to get angle C all by itself, I'm going to inverse cosine here, and I'm going to inverse cosine here, so on my calculator, I'll do an inverse cosine of negative 0.4, inverse cosine negative 0.4, and we'll call it a 113.6 degree angle. And you got it. So 113.6. Just to save us a little bit of time, now if I wanted to figure out another angle that's in here, I could either use that same process that I just did, or I could use the law of sines. Now I have some pairs matched up. I can make a pair and a pair like that, and you can figure it out. All right, pause the video. Try example 7 on your own. See if you can draw a decent picture. Get it straightened out, and once again, see if you can find angle C. So pause it. See if you can figure it out, and then we'll compare answers in just a second. So I'll draw the triangle here. Like I said, I don't know if it's accurate. We'll call one side 72.4. We'll call one 60.9. We'll call the other one 23.3. If our pictures are different, no big deal. This will be angle A. This will be angle B. This will be angle C, like that. All right. Once again, I'm going to solve for angle C. So remember how the formula works. If angle C is on one side, then side C needs to be on the other side of the formula. So if I'm finding angle C, that means that 23.3 squared is going to be on one side of the formula is equal to 60.9 squared plus 72.4 squared minus 2 times, well, hopefully I can slip it in there, 60, looks like it's not going to fit, times 72.4 times the cosine of angle C. Wrote it on 2 lines, hopefully that's not confusing. Remember once again, guys, that there's 2 groups of numbers here. The ones that are multiplied together, that's one group, and the ones that are added together, that's another group. So if I do this, I'm going to go here on my calculator, 23.3, I'm going to square it, and we're going to call that, I'll write it down here, we're going to call that 542.89 is equal to, figure out what this group right here, 60.9 squared plus 72.4 squared, like that. So this is going to be 8950.57. That's the first group. The second group will be these numbers that are multiplied together. So we have negative 2 times 60.9 times 72.4. Multiply those, and I should get negative 8818.32 times the cosine of angle C. As always, the temptation here is to take these numbers and subtract them. They're very close, you know, in terms of what number they are. 8,900, 8,000. So it just feels like you should subtract them, but you can't. This one has a cosine hooked on, so it's very similar to having a variable. So we need to subtract this number off the front. So I'm going to go 542.89. I'm going to subtract this 8950.57. Subtract 8950.57 from both sides. I should get negative 8407.68 is equal to, so this is gone, negative 8818.32 times the cosine of angle C. I'm trying to get C by itself. Once again, it's division on both sides. So I'm going to take my answer, I'm going to divide by negative 8818.32, negative 8818.32, and when I do that, I should get 0.95 is equal to the cosine of angle C. Once again, on my calculator, it's not exactly 0.95. It's this whole number right here. So the way that we quickly find that inverse cosine is to hit inverse cosine of the answer like that, hit enter, and we should find that it's a 17.6 degree angle. So we know C is equal to 17.6. All right, I will try one on your homework with you as well. I know this video is getting long, so if you pause it 1 sec and you get the law of cosines worksheet number 2 right here, I'll give one of these a try. We can find. I want you to find all of these angles that are in here. So I'll just pick one. Let's pick this one right here and set up the law of cosines. If I'm finding this angle, remember its opposite needs to go on the opposite side of the equation. So I'm going to set it up as 56 squared equals 66 squared plus 34 squared minus 2 times 66 times 34 times the cosine of angle, whatever you want to call that C right there. So I went off the side. Let me get that on there for you. So set it up like that. It's opposite side. The other two sides go in the formula there and there. Remember, we have chunks of numbers that go together. So 56 squared is going to be 3, 1, 3, 6 is equal to. The first chunk are the numbers that are added together. So 66 squared plus 34 squared, like that, is going to be 5, 5, 1, 2. Minus the second chunk are the numbers that are multiplied together. So 2 times 66 times 34 should be 4, 4, 8, 8 cosine of angle C. As always, resist that urge to combine these two numbers together. They do not combine, so I have to subtract this over, go 3, 1, 3, 6. I'm going to go minus 5, 5, 2, 1 on both sides. Minus 5, 5, 1, 2 rather. And get negative 2, 3, 7, 6 is equal to negative 4, 4, 8, 8 cosine angle C. These are connected by multiplication, so now I'm going to divide by negative 4, 4, 8, 8. Divide by negative 4, 4, 8, 8. So divide by negative 4, 4, 8, 8. And I'm going to get 0.53 is equal to cosine C. As I said before, it's not exactly 0.53. It's this long number here. So I'm going to hit inverse cosine of the answer and get a, we'll just call it 58 degree angle. So C is going to be equal to 58 degrees. All right, so I know that this is 58 degrees right here. We have to find the measure of another angle. Now just pick the one that you like best in terms of the law of cosines or the law of sines. So if you like the law of cosines, do it again. You could find another angle. Or if you like the law of sines, which I personally think is a bit easier, we can just set up our pairs. So I can say, all right, a sine of a 58 divided by its opposite side, which is 56, is equal to a sine of a, I don't know, we'll call this A down here. We'll call this sine A divided by its opposite side, which is 66. Like that. So we have the law of sine set up. Crisscross, and you get 66 sine 58 is equal to 56 sine A. Divide by 56 and divide by 56, and we should have a decimal here. 66 sine 58 divided by 56 should give me 0.99 is equal to sine A. In order to figure out what A is going to be, you just have to do an inverse sine. So I'll go inverse sine of that answer and get, we'll just round, A is going to be equal to an 88 degree angle. So this one's going to be 88 right there. All right, now we can just use our 180 rule and go 180 minus 58 minus 88, and we can have this as a 34 degree angle over here. All right, the next example 2 is exactly like the one I just did. When you get down to example 3, you don't need to find all of it. All you need to do is find the measure of angle A in each triangle. So just find one angle. You don't need to find all 3 angles. Have a good day.